So I have returned today to actually cover chapter 188 of Golden Kamuy. Also, just realised I haven't got Twitch open. That would be a helpful thing to actually have open right now. My brain is literally just not working. It's like, I refuse to work on a day that something might be happening to my husband. Yeah, I'm scared. I'm very scared. It's basically the best emotion right now. Like, let's face it, it's not going good for Ogata right now. Ogata's not in the most best of all situations right now. He just pulled a gun on Askudapa as well, which is like, boy, stop! And then you have the whole entire thing of him being like, oh yeah, here's a bunch of lies. I'm like, boy, stop! It's constant, like, it's just never ending. I'm like, boy, cut me some break here, my lad. Hello, because I need to calm down here. I need to compose my thoughts. And then Sugimoto comes out like, yo, by the way, I'm here. I'm like, oh no. I'm like, please stop. So yeah, it's not looking good. But the other silver lining I kind of have is the fact that technically Kyoranke is still like MIA currently as well. So if anything, there's a silver lining. Kira might die first, and actually might in theory, like, he might, and then Ogata might actually be spared from like the fate that Sugimoto might in theory be inflicted upon him at this very one stage. Possibly, maybe, I don't actually know. I'm actually quite scared. Hello. That's the one thing that I'm kind of like, I'm scared, but I'm not like, but wait, where's Kira right now? that's another major thing. Hello. Oh man, okay, so anyway, let's actually point to actually go live because I need to get this over and done with. I need to see what happens. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. I can't even speak. God. My anxiety's off the chart. 60 people are currently in the stream. Oh, hello. Hello, everyone. Oh, my God. Okay, alright. Okay. Yeah, but then you've also got Ikaramat as well. Does Ikaramat count into the whole entire, the philosophy behind the philosophy behind that bone that has a death signal on it? Does Ikaramat actually kind of come into that whole entire play? Because I was also wondering that as well, because technically there's 3 people, like, in very critical situations that might, in theory, bend the actual kind of thing to one other person's favour. That's why I was kind of like, well, maybe he might be spared. I don't know. I'm scared. Very scared. But, I mean, right, anyway, so chapter 188, live. So, Ogata! Oh, wait a second. Just realised. Oh, come on. Straight away. You pull that straight away. No. Look, okay, so here's the thing. He can't be dead. He can't be dead. There's just no way in hell would he have just killed him off. There's no way in hell he would have offed him just there. Do not press F in the chat. I refuse. I refuse. I'm not going through JoJo Part 7 once again with this whole entire thing. I refuse to go through this hell again. This is one thing. Not press F in the chat. I will ban F from the chat. I will ban the F from the chat. He's not dead. He's not dead. Stop it. He's fine. I've seen people live through worse. Surumi lived through worse, for God's sake, and he's still fine. I mean, yeah, there's the whole thing with the brain juice coming out, but he's fine. You've also got Sugimoto with the whole part of his brain kind of being off as well. He's fine. F for fine, yeah, there we go. F for fine. F for fine. He's okay. He's not dead. He's not dead. Come on, he's not dead. Oh, fuck. Can he not just do that as well? Because I know what he's smiling for. I know the reason why he's smiling. It makes me just kind of like it boils my blood slightly. I'm like, I'm currently like emotional over the fact that my husband might or might not be dead, because I don't know whether or not the actual kind of arrow pierced his actual brain. Who knows? And now he just goes pulls that smile on me as well. I'm like, what are you doing? What are you doing? Oh man. Oh no. Sugimoto, please stop it. Please stop it. Just... Nah. Did he just... No. He didn't just... Nah. I mean, this is how you're gonna die. This isn't how you're gonna die. I won't let you. I'm not gonna let her become a killer. Your death isn't gonna have anything to do with her. Asiropa, take my hand. Sugimoto. It's actually kind of like the reverse of how I actually imagined them to meet, to be honest. Like the whole I mean, I've wanted Ogata and Sugimoto to get together my whole entire life, but not in this way. I didn't want him to suck his own eyeball out. Jesus. I was like, I shipped them two very hard, but no, not in that way. Jesus. It's just no. No, that's not Ogata and Sugimoto. That's not how I envisioned it all to go down. I mean, I preferred the whole fake thing about him actually holding his hand. That was a lot better. That was like good point. That's what I was thinking just then. I was like, you got a good point. He might become even hotter because of the eye patch. He might be eye patch man now. This is still like the kind of the reverse way of actually how I thought they would actually meet again. I'm still kind of just creeped out. I knew you were alive. Didn't I tell you? I'm immortal. Also, just freaking gouge a dude's eye out as well. Let's not forget that point. Sugimoto's kind of... Chill a bit there, fam. Chill a bit. He's basically lost everything that he actually once had. That's the problem. The problem is with Ogata, if he hadn't done everything up to this whole entire point, you'd be like, oh man, why you gotta do that for? But then in the back of your mind, you're kind of like, he's kind of an asshole. And it kind of just it creates a conflicting emotion inside you. Like, I love him to bits, but in the same vein, I'm like, he needs to calm down slightly a bit, like just on the less like murderous, psychopathic like kind of area, I guess. Whoa, hold on. You're just butting in. You just be butting in. You look like you're doing well. Did you get a little heavier? Can you stand it up? How about we get going? I can't move away. Yeah, I understand, but we got to go after Kyoranke. I think my eyelid's stuck. I can't move away. Oh no, it's stuck to the frozen metal button. Don't move Asiropa. If you try to force it free, you'll rip your eyelid. Shirashi, come here for a minute. Isn't that almost kind of like hinting at the, like, eye for an eye thing, just then? What's wrong? Please piss on us. Huh? Huh? Hold on, what did you ask him to do? Hey, wait. Shirashi, can you piss? My bladder's so full it feels like I'm gonna burst. Wait, don't. Hey, stop! enough. That's enough, Shirashi. Hey, are you crying, Sugimoto? That's just your piss. All along, they believed, and that's why they're together again. Oh man, I haven't. That reminds me. That reminds me a lot of prison school now. I got really bad flashbacks to prison school just then. Oh man. I didn't want to get flashbacks to prison school just then, but I just got there. Like, please don't do that. So, character contest part 2. Second place in the Golden Kamuy character contest went to Ogata. Wow. Clearly not anymore. When it came time to draw the picture for the winner, they decided to have him share the picture with the entrant that got 15th place in the contest. That was the butterfly that Ogata tried to catch back in chapter 87, when he was in the village of the fake Ainu. Noda said that he was unsure of how much space to give Ogata and how much to give the butterfly, so this was the compromise he decided on in the end. Okay, there we go. There's chapter 188. I mean, see, the problem is with this chapter at the same time is the fact that you're always kind of conflicted to what emotion you kind of always have to have towards Oh, yeah, you're right. Actually, that's actually a good point. I can't believe Noda actually brought the Bible into this whole entire thing as well. Even more so, actually, kind of very subtly as well. But the problem with Ogata's character is the fact that technically, if he dies knowing that he actually accomplished what he actually accomplished. Technically speaking, and I don't think he's dead. That's the problem. That's why my emotions are kind of like on the verge of like teetering on. Please don't do that to me, because there's no one's technically dead just yet. There's 3 MIA characters at this very one point. There's Ikara, Matt, Kyodanke, and also now Ogata. Ogata's now kind of in a critical situation of being freaking eyeless. Good point as well. Actually, I just realised that. So yeah, it's the other thing that you have that inkling back in your brain that who could die. There's 3 people that can die. Kyodanke is kind of, let's face it, he's probably more in the vein of dying in this arc, because I don't think Ogata will be off just yet, because there's no point to kill him off just yet, because let's face it, I don't think the whole thing with him being immortal is kind of over just yet. It's still very much there, and it's kind of interesting the fact that inadvertently, technically speaking, Sugimoto actually turned Asiropa into a kind of sort of second-degree murderer, in a way. Though she didn't murder him, but I guess in a way that smile at the beginning kind of in theory proves his point correct, that there is no sense of purity in this world. But granted, it does in theory kind of counter that argument, because she didn't do it out of her own whim. She did it because she was startled. So it still then disproves what he's trying to say. So there's still no way in hell that his theory about there's no purity in the world is still true, because it's still technically she is pure. She hasn't killed someone in the vein that he wants. He technically got his wish, but it's not what he wanted. Yeah, that's the other. But then if he were to off himself, it wouldn't make any sense for his character, because his character there's no way he would off him himself, because that disproves his own theory. He has to die via the hands of a pure person. There's no way in hell he would die just like, oh well, you know what, I'm out of here. I don't think he would do that. It's not in his like kind of mindset, in a way. Unless his actual mindset's completely off the rails at this point. I don't know. That's the other thing. Who knows at this point? With Ogata's character, you just don't freaking know. But yeah, I mean, it's very interesting how, in the end, also Sugimoto kind of said, look, I won't let you die, because if I'm not turning her into a murderer. So it kind of then, again, disproves his whole entire theory, because he will never die via her hands, and then he will die knowing that there is purity in this world still. Unless, by some miraculous fluke, she does in theory turn at one point later into the manga when Ogata might be dead, and then in theory just turns into what he wanted the whole entire time. Which then is kind of very, it's a very kind of dark, and actually kind of very haunting idea. The idea of how his philosophy kind of lives on after his death, in a way. See, that's the other thing. I don't know, because it's weird. This whole entire section with Ogata's been really weird, because why would he go all this way just to get killed by her? Why couldn't he just done it way beforehand? I guess when you think about it, she has all these emotions bottled up to the point that it would, in theory, just at this very one point break, and that's what he wanted. He wanted this whole entire thing to actually kind of break her mentally, so then he would, in theory, then be able to actually kill, well, she'll be able to kill him. That's the thing, but yeah, I mean, at least we know the arrow didn't actually pierce through his brain, at least. Though the one thing now is, as we established beforehand, you might be even hotter now with an eye patch. That's the silver lining of this whole entire arc. That we might have got even hotter Ogata. So when you think about it, it's both a loss and a gain in a way when you think about it. I mean, if only the whole entire manga ends with Sugimoto and Ogata actually getting married and actually living happily ever after, and this whole entire event just never happened. That would be good. That would be a good ending. Like, just like, oh yeah, by the way, it's all just a dream. So I would actually be like, yeah, fine, that's okay. I'm okay with that. I don't think so. That's the problem. That's the thing with his character. Is there a redemption arc? Because his conscience is coming back to him. That's why I'm guessing he also wants to die, because that's why I think he wants to die, because his conscience was coming back. He was starting to feel the remorse for killing his own brother. So I guess, in theory, him getting offed is what he wants at this very one point, because he doesn't want his conscience back. He wants to actually live without the guilt of killing anyone. Clinically live with the guilt without killing anyone, I guess, in a way. So he's very interesting still, because I don't think there actually is a redemption arc for him at this very one point. It's a bit difficult to actually say how could you redeem a character who's done all of this at this very one point. It's impossible, because there's no sense there's actually a kind of other side to him. That's the other thing to note about his character. Like with other villains, well, he's not technically a villain, but you know what I mean. With antagonistic characters, there's a different side to him. Like take Diego for example from JoJo Part 7. Diego kind of had a motive to why he was there, and actually kind of then you had those two sides. You had the kind of Dio side of Diego, and you had Diego's normal kind of like he's fighting for what he wants to fight for. So then it makes the whole entire thing more impactful because of that reason. There's that redemption arc in him, because he's not technically all that bad. Ogata doesn't have that technically. He's lived only with tragedy, and I guess it's kind of shaped his personality to the point that he actually can't fully escape it. And at that one point, how can you redeem a character who has no redemption in him? Because he can get his conscience back. He can say he's sorry, but does that excuse what he's done? Because he's done way too much. That's the problem. Like, you haven't seen another side to him. The only side you've seen to him is that kind of very kind of complacent, kind of very just drowned out of any soul kind of character, even when he was a kid as well. I mean, the child section was terrifyingly sad. But it's the same thing now. It's kind of like, you just kind of see to yourself, is there redemption for him? There's no way he'll want the gold as well. There's nothing in him that wants the gold per se, when you think about it. Like, other characters want the gold for every reason. That's kind of like, yeah, that makes sense. Ogata doesn't have that again. I don't know, that's the thing, because theoretically speaking, I guess he's proved his theory 50% true, technically, in a way, but then again, it's not proved it technically to the point that it does in theory say it's true, because she wasn't doing it by her own whim, she was startled. So it's one of those things that I don't know what's going to happen to his character now. It's a very weird point for his character now, because he's sort of stuck in a point that you kind of like, where's he going to go from this point? Like, I guess this whole entire thing will just yeah, it really was. This whole entire arc puts in perspective everything he's done to his whole entire point was a lie. And it actually kind of it's hurtful, because there was points that you think to yourself, oh, he's opening up, but in theory, no, it's just a manipulation to actually get them on his side. Actually, then in theory, betray them twice technically. So yeah, I mean, it's not a good point for Ogata's character. I mean, I still love him to bits. He's an amazing character in his own right. He's a very multi-layered character, but I can see why people might in theory be kind of against him at this point, because it's just there's no it's just there's no sense there's actually redemption in him, but at the same time there might in theory be a point where he says sorry. Now he actually bottled his emotions up because he had no way to actually understand those emotions himself. That's why he's the way he is, because he's had no sense of compassion in his life. So in doing so, he actually has no way to actually kind of express the emotions he wants to express. So that's why he's the way he is. There might in theory be a point where he just says, like, look, I'm sorry, I just didn't know how to actually kind of go through life the way I have. Actually then say sorry because I don't know how to actually express these emotions because I never had them. Because I don't think he's ever had those emotions. That's the other thing. I don't think he's ever had I never think he's ever had those emotions. That's why he's kind of that way. That's true. I actually hope he doesn't die, because if he dies, I'd be kind of like, why? Because there's still so much I can do with his character at the moment. It's not as if they can just be off with him and that's it. That it would end the whole entire character. Actually had so much more to go for. So I'd imagine Noda's actually going to keep going with his character, actually kind of explore him. I'm interested to see what they do with his character, because, let's face it, Sugimoto's kind of still very pissed. So it might be interesting to see what doesn't really happen there. But, I mean, the problem is with Ogata's character, he always had those two emotions that you're like, I love him, but at the same time I kind of like, why would you do that, Ogata? Like, this whole entire 2 chapters really have in perspective his whole entire personality in a way. So it kind of then changes perception slightly on how you actually see his character. I think Kiro will die. I think Kiro will be the one to die. If it's not Kiro, if it's not Kiro, Ikaramat could die, but I don't want to see Ikaramat die because she's amazing. She's my favorite character, so I don't want to see her die either. But it's just way too many characters at this point. You can really say, well, that person can die, but I don't. The only character I want to see dead is Kiro Rankin more than anyone at this very one point, because theoretically speaking, he deserves it a lot more, but Obata kind of deserves it at the same time. It's the problem. It's just it's conflicting. So yeah, I don't know. Sophia could die, but then I don't know, because it would be an interesting kind of twist that the whole entire thing was that you were kind of scared that the character was going to die, was going to be one of the people in the actual group, and in theory, no, it's actually not. It's actually someone outside of the group. That could in theory be an interesting kind of switch over on the whole entire thing. I could see that happening. But then I don't know. It's the problem. It's between a rock and a hard place at the moment with Golden Kamuy, because you just don't know what's gonna happen. Like, it's just it's interesting. But at this point, I'm actually kind of like, should I fall in love with any other characters at this point in anything? Because at this point, every single person I love dies. That's the one thing I've actually kind of established. Maybe I should just keep off the whole. I should fall in love with this character in this manga, because he always end up dead, or partially dead. Shout out to JoJo, like, as the main one. Oh man, yeah, we need Kiro's chest hair. We need the memento of Kiro's chest hair. We need to have it somewhere, just everywhere, just to be reminded of that man's absolute amazing chest hair. It's just, it's majestic, that chest hair. In the anime, it's just like, wow. it's like buonissimo. It's like that. It's like the perfection gift from X-Men. Just perfection. Oh man, it is becoming JoJo, because you don't know who's gonna survive at this point. That's the problem. The same thing happened with Abashiri. Abashiri was exactly the same. You just didn't know Tsurumoto was gonna get offed at that point. Well, didn't technically get offed, but slightly offed. It's the better word to use at that point. Wow. 188 was an experience, I must say. A lot of conflicting emotions. That's kind of the major thing, because you're kind of like, no! But you're like, wait a second here. So, would they kill him off at this point? Would they do it? I don't think so. But, I mean, if anything, bless Noda, we actually might get Hotta Ogata now. He might join the eye patch swag group now at this point, which is like the eye patch, the top echelon of all groups. The eye patch swag. What I really bad pronunciation of the SW of that word. Swag group. There we go. The upper echelon of the groups. Hello. So yeah, I mean, technically speaking, Ogata still doesn't actually kind of prove the theory correct just yet. He's still kind of in the dark about whether or not he's actually telling the truth. Yeah, yeah. That's a problem. Like he's only known those things. That's why I'm guessing he can't in theory he can't in theory like grow accustomed to the group because he actually has no way to actually do it because he's never had this before. That's the other major thing about his character. He hasn't really ever had these emotions. That's why he's always the way he is. And that's why you can always you can't really excuse what he did, but you can always excuse slightly his character because he's never known these things. Maybe he does these things to test the courage for characters, when in theory that's the only way he knows how to do it. It's all he knows. That's the other thing about his character. He's very tragic, but he doesn't help himself. That's the problem as well. But then, can he help himself? That's the other question. We don't know. So yeah, that's me done for that. I'm gonna lie down in the corner and cry. I need like 5 seconds to actually have to myself to actually kind of grow accustomed to the fact that I've almost lost Ogata and actually then also got hotter Ogata at the exact same time. I was shocked about that because the fact was you didn't see that coming. You didn't see that at all coming. But the thing with Ogata's character is the previous chapter completely contradicts what you think about him as a person. That's why I'm still shocked about the whole entire event because let's face it, it's still shocking. But the fact is, his character's had it coming for a while, and it kind of then in theory clean slates his whole entire character to a point that he can in theory possibly start anew. Who knows? That's why it's one of those things that with Abashiri, you didn't see it coming. There was no indication that he was going to do what he did. The only indication that he might in theory change was the fact that he was saying, "Look, can you really trust everyone in this group?" That's the only thing he said that actually can in theory inflict the fact that he might betray them. But here, the chapter previously, when Sugimoto appeared, you knew at one point something happened to Ogata. You knew it, but then at the same time, you're like, he won't die because three other characters can in theory die at this very one point. So then it kind of it changes how you see the events. There's no clear cut thing like JoJo. That's the thing with his character. What am I even saying? There's no clear cut thing with Golden Kamuy and its characters. Unlike JoJo, when a character dies in JoJo, you know they're dead. They're dead at that point. There's no way in hell they're coming back. So then the event is actually kind of more shocking. But here, there's a silver lining that someone might in theory survive it. So in theory, Kiraranki could in theory die, and Karamat survives, so does Ogata. Same actually. I got to worry about Ogata now as well. That's the thing. It's the last thing you get as a person afterwards as well. That's the other thing about this whole entire arc. But at the same time, it's just JoJo and Golden Kamuy have a different way of actually kind of establishing death. That's the kind of thing I've actually established. There's always that idea that someone might in theory survive it. In JoJo, when they're dead, they're dead. That's what I've realised. I don't think they could. That's why I just don't think they could in theory kill off Ogata. I think that's why I'm kind of like it's like the most shocking part of the whole entire chapter was him actually like licking out his eyeball. That was like Jesus Christ, man. That's metal. But when you think about it, I didn't at any point in this chapter think that he would die because there's no way in hell he would kill him off because A, he's a very popular character, and B, the fact is that there's no way that his character arc has ended. So that's the thing with his character, is the fact that his character arc hasn't actually ended. But I mean, if he is dead, it's actually probably next chapter I actually will be in for crying a lot more because if he's dead, then yeah. See, that's what I was thinking. Was Asilipa's actual arrow poisoned? Because that's what I was also thinking. I was kind of scared about that point more than anything. Was the whole thing with his with the arrow actually poisoned? Which actually proves my theory true. But yeah, I mean, it's an experience. My emotions are hurt. My heart's actually hurting quite a lot. Actually, the more I think about it, my heart's actually hurting. I've always said that a maggot actually is a lot better when it hits you on a more like kind of like deeper level in the heart. That's when you know you actually hit the kind of the special mangas. I mean, and that's also the special kind is when they actually make you hurt your heart, but also then make you cry your eyes out. Shout out to Banana Fish. So yeah, I mean, it's an interesting kind of point for Golden Kamuy. Yeah, I think there's just I also think there was actually no time for you to actually kind of grow accustomed to the event itself as well. That's the other thing with the actual almost pseudo death scene of Ogata, was the fact that it actually happened in the second page of the actual kind of chapter instead of like way later into the actual chapter itself. I would be very scared if actually Noda actually followed Araki's example of just like, I'm gonna kill him off this chapter. I'd be very scared. I think it was more shocking that he actually did it straight away rather than way later into the chapter. Had it been way later, I'd been like, oh, but it hits you like straight away, kind of like, oh, it's that kind of like no event more than anything, because there's been a build up, but the build up itself is it's like that. It hits you kind of like to the point that you're just kind of like, huh? It's very much less that say a chapter like the whole thing with Diego at the end of part 7 when he actually thought he won. That whole entire thing was actually kind of just heart wrenching because he died thinking that he actually knew that he had won. It's actually just way more kind of like terrible. I hate Araki so much as well. I hate Noda at this point. Noda's just not in my good books anymore. It's hurt my husbands more so than I actually imagined. There's still Tanigaki. We still got that lad as well. We got other best lad as well. He's got a good ass. So there's that. But we almost lost best chest. We might lose best chest hair. Jesus Christ. Golden Kamuy is suffering at this point. So yeah, I mean, I'm gonna lie down in the corner and cry for a bit and actually get back to my work and actually probably just constantly write why Noda, why, and then when I actually submit my work, it just says why Noda constantly. True. The ass will save us. The ass will save us from damnation of Golden Kamuy. So yeah, I mean, my God, has this been a chapter? Has this actually been a chapter? So yeah, if you have enjoyed this whole entire stream as a whole on Twitch, then do leave a good old follow on Twitch, because indeed it does help me quite a bit. And also, if you have enjoyed it here on Twitch, actually went a little bit longer off that whole entire point, then do in theory leave a follow on Twitter, because indeed it does help me quite a bit. If you know when these streams go live, on streams I do as well. And also, if you have enjoyed what I do here, but don't actually have a Twitter account, do in theory also have a Discord server, which actually does in theory tell the streams go live, and streams I do as well. Until next time, chapter 189 of Golden Kamuy. See you guys later. Bye for now.